All right, happy Friday night, everybody out there. Welcome in. We got some fun lined up for you, or at least we hope we do. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks a lot for being here on this Friday night. As always, with us, we've got that snooty lady coming up on here. She's all dressed up for you tonight. How you doing tonight there, Gutters Pub?
I'm hanging in there. Glad to be here. See what we're going to roll out. How about you?
Roll in, roll out, one way or the other. We've got Nathan. He's doing a little squirming over here, kind of a funny little dance. I don't know. I think the Taco Bell burrito might not have been a good idea. Yeah, Nathan ate the lettuce. How you doing tonight there, Old Man Builds?
Oh, I'm holding it in. Yeah, burritos and live stream don't mix.
Well, hopefully you'll make it through the stream. Joining us tonight, we got our token redheaded stepchild. How you doing tonight there, Tombstones?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, it's Friday, and I think I'm gonna eat a burrito too.
There we go. Nothing screams live streaming like a burrito. Joining us as well, back up by popular demand, our country music sensation. How you doing there, KJ?
What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Woot woot.
Woot,
Happy to
woot.
see everyone.
I always love getting the woot woot out of you. So thanks a lot. I already see a bunch of fine people coming in here. Please make sure you have hit that thumbs up button. We got some fun, possibly a guest coming up, waiting to see. We will find out about that. We'll see what happens here. Either way, we got some fun stuff we can run through, talk about, and have some fun on this Friday night. So sit back, everybody. We're going to get this show on the road.
Would you mind telling me whose brain I did put in?
And you won't be angry?
I will not be angry.
Abby someone.
Abby someone. Abby who?
Abby normal.
Abby normal.
Listening to the ASN Podcast Network.
All right, everybody out there. I was muted there for a moment, started talking and had to go, oh, well, here we are. So happy Friday night to everybody out there. Thanks a lot for being here and joining us. Hopefully soon we do have a guest that is going to be joining us. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that still works out. But we figured we'd go on ahead and start. It was starting to run a little bit late there, so we didn't want to keep y'all waiting. So let me see who, we've already got some fine people coming in here. Let's see who all's out there. Like I said, thanks a lot for being here. We got Shane Reynolds coming in there. We got Matt Dummett in here. Good to see you, Matt. Karen from HR always checking in. We got Gumby in here, California Forward. What is going on? Mishka, what's up, Mishka? Good to see you. Who else we got coming in here? Matt Dummett. See you, Matt. Little Miss Red Velvet. How you doing, Little Miss Red Velvet? Hope you're doing well across the pond over there. Let's see. We got, scrolling down. If I miss your name, not doing it on purpose. Old Man Build's hanging out in the chat. We got One Take in there. What's up, One Take? Good to see you on this fine Friday night. We got the Winda Bros in here. What's up, Winda Bros? Looking forward to that show. I think it's the 20... What was that date? I'll have to look that up, exact date, but it was the 20th, 22nd, 21st, something like that. We got a hell of a show planned with the Winda Bros over there. Maybe you pop up here if you want to here in a little while, Winda Bros, and tell everybody about that a little bit more. Pump everybody up for that. Let's see, we've got coming in here. Let's see, Mean Green. What's up, Mean Green? Hope you're having a good night tonight. Ernie Birdie up in here as well. Let's see, scrolling down, got to catch up with this junk. Let's see, the Cucking Funt. What's up, Cucking Funt? Good to see you. Venomous Venoms. How you doing tonight, Venomous Venoms? We got Johnny K coming in here, gifting out a membership. Thank you so much. Did I say Johnny K? That's the other Johnny. We got Johnny Utah coming in here. Good to see you, Johnny Utah. Gifting out the membership. Thank you so much, brother. Always good to see you, my friend. We got Jim Whitty in here. Let's see. Just one. I'm going. I have no idea what's going on. I'm scrolling. I'm kind of trying to catch up. All right, and we got Ann Howcroft in here. Adventures. What's going on? Winda Bros. Blah. Bruce. What's up, Bruce? Good to see you. Anyway, if I miss your name, didn't do it on purpose. We'll say hey to people all night long. Flatty coming in here. Good to see you, Flatty. So what's going on, guys? We're sitting here waiting. Toombs, have you heard anything from our illustrious guests there?
I have not.
Uh-oh.
I'm waiting.
Well, we'll see, folks. Hopefully we'll have a guest joining us on there. What's up, Bubs? Mr. Duggar Fishing. Good to see you. And Cockaboose Conductor up in here as well. If Beer in Backroads was a person, what is going on? Beer, good to see you. So, I guess we can go on ahead and talk about that, Toombs. You were saying, so this show's kind of on you, this one here. I'm going to throw this right over there into your lap. I know that's how you like to have things done. So, tell us about what the hell's going on. What's up with these Warren people? Who the hell are they? You seem to know a lot about that.
Well, I don't even know where to start because I thought our guest was going to be here. But, so there's been a lot of research going on into the Warrens and sort of, I guess, debunking, if that's what we want to call it. I think that's what that community calls itself, like the debunking community. And Stevie, who was coming on here tonight, or hopefully still is, that is what she's been doing. She's been doing a lot of research, which it's impeccable. Like being a genealogist myself, like I like it when I can see that somebody's really done their homework and really getting to the bottom of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are sort of, they're up there on this pedestal, which I don't know. I don't know if they should be up there. I don't know if they should be up on a pedestal at all. But they've always sort of been considered like that, the OG ghost hunters, like, right? They're the ones who a lot of people, like, I remember watching a lot of the ghost hunting shows, back in the day, like they'd be like, oh yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren, like that was their inspiration or whatever for getting into the paranormal and getting into ghost hunting was Ed and Lorraine. And now a lot of things are starting to come out, and a lot of people aren't very happy about it. If you watch the movies that are based on, so we know the Conjuring house, which I spoke about before, and poor Bathsheba, who I love that lady. I didn't know her. She died before my time. She died like 1890 something or 1880 something. So I didn't know her personally.
So wait, you didn't know her?
No, she.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just before my time. Just before. She was just a regular woman, never accused of witchcraft or anything. Nothing like that. She didn't even live at the Conjuring house. Yet Lorraine walked into the house, and this is right from the mouth of Andrea Perron, who was the Perron family who lived in the Conjuring house, who the movie is, I guess, loosely based on. Lorraine supposedly walked into their kitchen and said Bathsheba as one of the ghosts that's there. However, she never lived there, and then somehow the story evolved that poor Bathsheba murdered a child and all sorts of things. So if they so I can see, like, when you're writing a screenplay, write a screenplay, make a great movie, write some really creepy movies, but maybe don't say that that these are real. Like, this is what happened in our investigations, because the more digging and the more things that I've looked at, because I just went and looked myself to see what was out there about Ed and Lorraine. And apparently it's already a little sketchy, like what information is out there on them. And I took 2-3 hours tonight, just before the show. And I'm like, well, genealogy, I'm going to pop into Ancestry and I'm going to look for Ed. Well, there's no Ed Warren that pops up. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I type in Lorraine and no Lorraine. And then I scroll and I'm scrolling, and finally a photo of who I know is Ed Warren pops up. And in parentheses, it has Menti as his surname. So as his legal name was actually Warren Edward Menti. So already I'm kind of like, all right, I can see why people change their names. Some people don't want their families bothered if they're, I don't know, if they think they're going to be famous or something. I don't know. Nowadays it's just YouTube, but back then I'm not really quite sure what that situation was about. But, and I started finding more, just a lot of things. One of the stories that how do I want to, I got to kind of formulate this. So one of the stories I heard, so Ed was in the Navy during World War II. He enlisted and he was on a ship that was torpedoed where some men died, but he was a survivor. And because he was a survivor, he got this thing, like it was like survivor's leave or some, I don't know. It's not a term that I have heard of. And I do a lot of, if you guys watch my videos, I clean a lot of veterans' headstones. I take that military, if you're going to talk about your military career, either leave it out or just don't lie about it. Don't lie about it.
For sure.
And so he was supposedly on board this ship. It was torpedoed. He got to go home on leave for 30 days. And that's when he married Lorraine. And then he went back and then finished up his service. Well, the cool thing about Ancestry is that they have a lot of military records. And the Navy, gotta love the Department of the Navy, they have all their records on there. So they call them their muster rolls. And so anytime you are transferred, so in the Navy, like if you're transferred from one ship to another, or you go from, I don't know, say you get in trouble and you're transferred from your ship to a detention center. All that's going to show up in the muster. So in the roll call and the muster, whichever one you want to call it, it's going to show up there. Well, if you didn't know that Ed's name was actually Warren Edward and not Ed Warren, you might not ever even look at this information. So his story that he was on a ship that was torpedoed. Well, he was on a ship that was torpedoed. He just wasn't on there at the time it was torpedoed. He served on there several months prior to it. Because unless there's something I missed, and I'm going to leave a margin of error open because, like I said, I just looked over these, but I did look over all the ones that were available because I didn't want to come up here with, BS. There was only one ship that I could find that he served on that actually did have an incident. And that was the SS Louis Casa. And it was a ship that was struck by a torpedo, and it was on D-Day. So it was headed to Utah Beach. It was struck by the U-boat U-989, which I think that was wasn't that one of the famous U-boats that was sinking everybody? I can't remember all of them. But so that was November 1944. I always forget the exact date of D-Day. Was it the 13th? Yes. Somewhere right there.
We won't quiz you on that. We want to hold you to exact dates here.
I think it was the 13th. But anyway, she was struck with a torpedo. 13 men died. However, the rest of the ship was able to be towed back to England. So this happened in the English Channel, and she was towed back to England and finally made her way back to the U.S. She wasn't a Navy ship. She was just transporting supplies, sometimes troops, but mostly supplies were on this ship. And I found out there's no way, I don't think Ed could have been on this ship if this is the only one that I found that had a similar story. He was actually, he had disciplinary action. He was court-martialed for going AWOL for like 21 days. And he was actually on 11/15/1944. So this was right about D-Day. He was actually on Hart's Island in the Navy Detention Center. So I make of that what you will. But he does seem to have a little bit of a spotty naval record. That wasn't his first time going AWOL. At the time he married Lorraine, which I did find their marriage record, and they were married May 1945, May 22nd, 1945 in Connecticut, which that doesn't line up to 30 days leave after that ship was torpedoed either. So to me, if you're going to lie about your military history, I kind of think, what the hell else are you going to lie about? And I did send fools. I did find one article. I think it was from the Monroe paper in Monroe, Connecticut. They were doing an art show, or they had some sort of thing going on in town. And it was like 1966.
Was it?
So this was
this
right
one here?
There. Yep. And you'll see over here on the right-hand side, it says Monroe, and there's a man sitting in front of the easel with a painting in front of him. That's Ed. And he's going by Edward Warren now in 66. And let me see, I've got what the article says here. Hang on, let me pull it up on my end. So that I can read it, because I can't read that off the screen. Right here. It says, I don't want to read this title because it's a little, it says love of wood. And it says, always, however.
Wait, say that again?
No, I don't want to. Please don't make me say that again.
Just say it slower. Like,
Yeah, you got to slow it down a bit. Yeah.
All right.
There's a love of wood.
Yeah, thank
love
you, Nate.
Of wood. You just
And
gotta,
it says,
you know.
I can relate.
however, there was the love of wood and his special knack of blending oils, stains,
Ooh.
and any other material which would serve the purpose of blending the colors to the pine. So they're talking about Ed here. So he was known to be a painter, an artist. He called them his barn door paintings, where he would take like scrap lumber off old buildings, old barns, and he would paint on them. And I looked into some of his art. It's a little, being an artist and having once been an art major, I think he had some talent. Like, he was pretty darn good. But what I found was interesting was here in this article. It says Mr. Warren's wife, Lorraine, is the business part of the partnership and handles all the sales details and arrangements for exhibits and shows. Where the heck did it just go? Come back here. There we go. Sorry. And it says during the 20 years since I'll skip this part. It says that He used to paint like china plates too. Then he moved on to the barn doors. He said, where did something here? All right. For a while, Ed Warren supplemented his income from his artistry by driving a bus. But now, with their only daughter married and herself raising a family of 2 children, he has given up all else, and painting is his full-time livelihood. Just back of the Warrens' home on Knollwood Road, a new studio is about ready for occupancy and will afford a little more elbow room. And if you know Knollwood Road, that is where the Warrens lived, which is where our favorite little doll, Annabelle, resides a lot of the year. And Ed says that he hopes that he can now focus on painting and doesn't have to drive a bus anymore. So I found it very interesting. I do understand, like, I guess if you're going to be an artist, you probably don't want to put, hey, I'm also a ghost hunter.
Right.
I get that. I'm a vet tech. I don't tell people I hang out in cemeteries cleaning headstones when I go for a job. So, I get that. Maybe not being upfront about it. But I did find, I found him on the 1950s census, and he and Lorraine were living with his mother and father, and he was a bus driver. That's what his occupation was listed as. And I think Lorraine was working as an account manager or like office, what do you call it? Like assistant. I don't know forget what they called them back then, but not secretary, but a little higher up from that. But yeah, there were a lot of things that I found that most of the stories that I heard about Ed, like everybody's like, oh, we don't know too much about their early life. And Ed was a twin. He had a twin sister. Obviously, they weren't identical twins because she was a girl.
Please tell me her name was Edwina.
No, I wish it was, because it's not a sweet name. I think that's even better. But she did go by Babe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I had an uncle Babe. But
Did you really? That's interesting.
Babe Ruth is a big pig.
He's the baby of the family. I'm not sure why she went by Babe, but so yeah,
Maybe
he
she
did
looked
have
like him.
No, I did send Fools a photo, so if he's got that one.
Now this one, see, you sent them to me. I'm going to take a guess. I can't believe I got that one right. Which one am I supposed to put? Maybe not this. That's not it.
That's not him and his sister.
Is this his sister?
Yep, that's it. That's her right there.
Let's see. No, that's not it.
He's pretty ugly.
That's Ed.
You better not have a twin.
I don't know. Let's try this one here. No, I don't know.
Annabelle again, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. Maybe I didn't get that one, but I don't know unless it's this. Nope. There we go. I have no idea. I don't see that one. So
I have it. If you want, I can pop it up here.
Yeah, feel free to bring it up.
It's pretty interesting. Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Oh wait, I gotta download it first. I forget. I don't have anything on this computer yet. So hang on.
You've done some good research. That's super cool that you've been able to find all this stuff out.
Yeah, I could do a lot more if I had a little bit more time. But I just thought, I wanted to have some stuff to talk to our guest about. Like I wanted to see what. I have not heard this last name Minty before, but then again, I haven't ever done a deep dive into the Warrens. I always kind of thought Ed was, to me, he gave off those used car salesman vibes.
Right.
And no offense, anybody listening that is a used car salesman, I love you. He's that
the
old
stereotype.
School, you know that old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not nowadays. They're a little different.
Walking out in his plaid suit.
Yeah, some mutton
Yeah,
chops,
I mean, they make
Polyester.
it in movies like we
yeah.
did. It's okay.
All right, here's
Remember the movie Used Cars?
No,
all right.
I don't know
All right.
that movie.
That was great. Remember they
I'm
take like the dollar bill and
sharing
throw it out with the fishing pole and reel people in and stuff like that across the street. Yeah, it was great.
That's funny. Ugh.
All right. I have it there, so I think it can get. There we go. So that's Ed, obviously, when he was in the Navy.
How are they
And that's
twins?
his sister. I think she's very pretty.
She's not a twin.
Well, they could be. I mean, they do look alike.
Yeah, they're
Brother
they
and sister.
nose, right? And they're something about their smile is pretty similar.
I mean, there
too,
are
but-
fraternal twins. Like,
Yeah, but they're still siblings, so
Yeah.
they do look quite a bit a lot.
oh yeah, I think
like-
so.
But
Hmm.
yeah, I found that was on Ancestry. So shout out to those people. But I might not be allowed to show this, but I thought it was interesting because that's one that I didn't know. I had all the podcasts, like I went through and listened to a lot of them because I was just like, I'd always heard the story that Ed and Lorraine met like at a movie theater, like he was an usher. And now in the beginning, if you hear the stories from the very beginning, Lorraine didn't claim to be a psychic at all. But later, it sort of kind of builds. And by the end of it, she says when she could see people's auras. And when she saw Ed, she could see his aura and she could see what he was going to look like as a man. Because they were both young, like I'm going to say teenagers, like in there somewhere. So I don't.
She was
I don't
into
know
that
what
used cars.
She was
cars
most
salesman
definitely
look.
into that sort of guy.
She's like, I know what you're gonna look like in that
Back
plaid
then,
suit.
maybe that was a hot thing. I don't know. But yeah, I just see a lot of I mean, I can get people. I mean, I've seen a lot of records where people like they start out being called like Warren Edward, and then they go from being called Warren and they say, I'm going to be called Edward. I get that. That just happens sometimes, especially back in all through, people didn't, that first name sometimes changed to the middle name. That wasn't a big thing. And I could see like maybe once you started, like maybe if you had ideas that like, hey, I'm going to do some stuff that I don't want my family to be involved in or worry about, I'm going to drop my last name. But considering all the other stuff, I don't know. It just seems even more shady than I thought they were before. So, yeah, that's as far as I got with that. Into Ed and Lorraine, I could do more. I could probably look some more up. I'm a little scared of what I might find. So,
Yeah, it seems like the deeper you look into, somebody like this, the more it just starts like the more you get, the more you get, the more you get.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's like, you're like, holy cow, this guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, well, like I said, like you take a few things, like okay, you changed your name, okay, all right, you changed your name, whatever, you want to protect your family, I don't know, and then, but what did it for me was the military history. I mean, I think a lot of people probably like. I mean, I have a grandfather that was in Korea. And I think we've talked about this kind of when Patty was up here. Usually, if there's things you've done, they don't really talk about them.
Right.
Not like my grandpa was in Korea. He was a guard at a POW camp for like 2 years. and it was bad. One of the camps he worked at had this is what I found out, like going and looking up the history of the camp that he worked at. There were riots, people got murdered, like bad stuff went on. And my grandpa did not talk about that stuff. He talked about like when he got leave to go to Japan and things like that, like fun stuff, right? He did not talk about the war stuff. Like that was just stuff they didn't talk about. And to lie about, I mean, unless there's something I'm missing, unless there was another ship that got torpedoed, but that was the only one that I found that he was supposed to have been on. Most of the time, it looks like he spent in New York. Like I'm thinking he was like on guard duty a lot. Like he got they called them like detachments. So he would go, hey, you go work over on this, like the merchant marine ships. Like, hey, you go over here and you work on this ship for a while. But you're still the Navy, but you're working on a merchant marine ship, but you're guarding it because they're hauling stuff for the Navy or however that works out. But that's the only ship I found, and I don't like that. I take great pride in my veterans and my family, and yeah, it kind of leaves just a.
But there's a lot of people that do that, though. I think that's a pretty common thing. You know what I mean? Even people that they're like, I retired from the military. It's like, you retired? It's like, well, they did like 4 years and then got out, and then they have, I mean, they consider it retirement. That's not really. So I mean, there's all and people. I mean, I think that's unfortunately that's a common thing for sure. It's not surprising. It doesn't surprise me at all.
That one though, that story really didn't. Especially when it comes to D-Day, knowing how many men died.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. There's just some things,
Oh, 100%. It's so not
cool. You just don't mess with, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
Stolen Valor is.
I think. I'm telling you, if I have Stolen Valor. Yeah, I know someone who even started a business. Training policemen.
I remember that. I remember that person.
On Stolen Valor, and got called out by special forces because they started questioning it, and we're like, so there's so many people that do that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean,
but they not that they weren't in the military, right? They were, so they had, you know what I mean. But people who really were and did what they said pick up on that stuff, and it's crazy. And people are crappy.
We're proud of you. You served. Thank you. Because a lot of people
you don't have to
or won't.
Or won't. Yeah.
I mean, and we're proud of you. Thank you for, your service. Like that's a big deal in this country. And then to later, like, it just seems to me like they were really building a resume, like to make themselves
bigger
better
than they were. Oh yeah.
Big,
it's super interesting. And now look.
And now, I mean, they're both gone. I don't like to speak, that whole don't speak ill of the dead. But sometimes you have
KJ's like, depends on who they were, right?
Right. I mean, you're not saying anything about who they were. You didn't know them personally. You're just right.
But if there's a lie, I want to call it out.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's one of the things I don't like to call it debunking. I just like to tell like the truth of the story. If it's out there, like I talk about,
I will find it.
I'm gonna find it.
Tombstone will find it.
I will find it. But like I go on like ghost tours and stuff. Like that's my deal. Like I like to go on ghost tours and like my brain. Like
I've never been on one.
every damn thing they tell me, I got it. Like, it's in
That's
here.
cool.
And I go home and I'm like, on my keyboard, and I'm looking and I'm like, bullshit. And like, I've only really
Next time I
gotten
go
to
on that
do
tour.
one good deep dive, and that was only because when I was in New Orleans, I did the LaLaurie house. That's supposed to be the most haunted house, the one that Fools wants to buy because Nicolas Cage used to live there.
Well, anything Nicolas Cage is going to be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, and that was a complete bunch of bullshit too with that one, and I had fun with that. So I can't imagine like digging into the Warrens. Like, God, this has got to be good. Like, there is so much more here. I mean, 2 hours of just looking on Ancestry, and I found this stuff. And I'm a little disappointed in some of you podcasters that I was watching who said the real story of the Warrens, and none of y'all mentioned this. So,
ooh, girl, that's right.
Calling some people out, ain't she? Putting them in check. Putting them in check. So what do you think about it, Gutters? We haven't heard much from you, Gutters. I know you looked into a bunch of this. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I didn't look into tons. I did look into a little bit about the whole Matt Fife thing and all of that, and I like him. So for me, I'm like, I mean, I get it. There's lots of stuff that goes into it. One thing was regarding his the Ed and Lorraine's family not liking that Matt and whoever the other guy is bought it. And so, because I guess he said, there was a statement made by Matt that all the, everybody in the family approved of them having the business. Yeah. And so I guess there was some people that did not approve of it. Some family members that did not approve of it. But I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm not everybody's going to approve of them buying this business. I'm sure those people wanted to keep it, in the family, but probably couldn't have happened. So I just think there's probably stuff we don't know. They're only telling us parts of it. So,
and they sold it for a chunk of change, if I remember correctly. I think Matt got caught on camera as saying, "Oh, we've given you plenty." So I think even if some family members had wanted to keep that house in the family, no, I don't think so. I think somebody came up. I don't even know if it was up for sale. If somebody knows that, I'd be interested in that. I don't know, like if it was actively listed, because from what I understood, they bought lock, stock, and barrel, right? Like they bought the whole kit and caboodle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm all full of my.
So why are they so upset that they bought it?
Well, I mean, it's somebody's gonna buy it, so whatever. Why? But these are the same. So Elton Castee and Matt Rife got together and they bought Ed and Lorraine's home that they lived in for umpteen years. This is where they've got their little paranormal museum where they've got all these haunted artifacts. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say haunted, and I am going to use air quotes because there's some discrepancies there on if those items are actually the true haunted items, if those items are even truly haunted. It's a little sketchy there too. Like Annabelle, who her story I love, but so Matt, there she is. Oh, Annabelle's the one on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There she is. Look at that, sweetie.
I wouldn't touch either one of them, knowing what I know now.
No, and that thing is creepy though. I mean, that's weird. This is like a.
But
Anyway, look at that
yeah.
thing. But it's just a stem. I'm not going to call
I
it.
had a Raggedy Ann
Again,
and
I
Andy.
had a
not-
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
I did too.
So did my
yeah.
daughter.
I wore their clothes, like seriously.
Yeah. And she's supposed to be the life size, which I guess the size of a small kid, right?
Right.
And,
That's what I had. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of the smaller ones because I was.
Did you ever dress up as that for Halloween?
No. Wait.
No, I was talking to Nathan.
No.
No, yeah.
He was Andy.
He was Andy.
Favorite outfit.
Little red
I'm seeing
cheeks.
there's raining men. What was going on?
Right.
You always got to take it to
whole
the next
time.
level. Nathan.
I have this visual. Here's
right
Nathan.
immediately.
Here he goes.
Right. Where is he? Here you go. It's raining, man.
That's the music that needs to go in the background of that.
Yeah. Actually,
so
that's
great.
such a good idea.
So,
But you got to put that together.
Elton, who is like really nobody unless you watched a lot of Matt Rife on YouTube. They did a show called The Haunted Homies where there were
milk
3
and
of them. And
You got a T-shirt from a lady. She said, "All I got was these cookies and a blowjob." And it was a good-looking blonde.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man, what a night!
She's got
Yeah,
the squeaky titty.
let's do it. I need some cookies.
I think that's the one with the
What
squeaky
the hell?
booty. Yeah.
I have no
I
idea
don't know
what just
where we
happened.
went.
I don't know. What did I miss?
I don't
Matt
know.
Rife is
Right.
funny.
I
as
was literally
hell.
right here. I don't know.
me too, KJ. Me too.
Right.
Not exactly sure what happened there.
And I'm not gonna knock Matt Rife at all. Like, I mean, if you got the freaking money, I guess I'm probably gonna go try to buy the Titanic or something. I don't know what. I got lots of money. I don't know what to. I can't take it with me. After I build my big pyramid mausoleum, what the hell else am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna go buy it in Lorraine's house. Why the hell not? They'll let me buy it. Somebody let him buy it. So whatever, right? Like.
People are just mad because he's a good-looking white funny dude, and he bought it. So,
I don't know about that.
I mean, that's it.
Then the controversy was right, like they wanted to. It's going to be a money-making opportunity. Well, so is every other paranormal haunted location around the world. I've stayed at the Stanley Hotel. If you want to stay in the suite that Stephen King stayed in, where supposedly he had the nightmare that led to The Shining, the book, that is booked out like a year or 2 years in friggin' advance.
What?
And it cost like $600 friggin'.
Get
And
the
it ain't even
hell out
that
of
damn
here.
nice. Like $600 I'm spending on a hotel room better come with a happy ending. That's all. I mean,
What the hell we call that hotel?
so
I need to stay a weekend. We need to
I mean,
tell me where that is.
people gotta make a living. People gotta make a buck.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
I agree.
and the big thing, right? Like they also tried to get the Conjuring house, which wasn't Ed and Lorraine's. It was the Perrin family, and it's people. That thing has switched hands so many times. People buy it, turn it into like a paranormal site where they like charge groups a pretty good amount of money to come there and investigate for a night or 2 nights or a weekend, whatever it is. I could never afford it, so I don't know. But Jason Hawes of Taps and the Ghost Hunters, he stepped in. He made a deal to buy the house. I talked about it before on another show. He finally has the keys to the place. He has, I believe it's all said and done. Like, I think he has ownership of it now. But the people who bought the note on the house formed a LLC which I don't know a whole lot about this kind of like.
Yeah, isn't there some weird ownership thing? Like he owns it, but he does. Like there's some kind of weird stuff going on.
But it was Matt Rife and Elton Castille. So it was the two people who bought Ed and Lorraine's house. They also wanted to buy the Conjuring house. And that's where I guess they said, hell, no, because you're already gonna turn Ed and Lorraine. Supposedly now Ed and Lorraine's house is the most haunted house in America. And I'm like, I beg to differ on that. That is,
anybody who has
I know Ed and Lorraine's house was never haunted, but
right, anybody who has something like that is going to say it's the most haunted house. You know what I mean? It's all for money, so you're going to say that.
Yeah. And it's sad. Like all the paranormal people are all butthurt, and
But what have they done with it thus far?
Yeah, what they do to make it bad?
I'm not really sure what's gone on with Ed and Lorraine's. I know they said that they were going to, people could come and do investigations there, which I thought was weird because I don't think that place was haunted. Like, yes, there's haunted artifacts in the museum, but are those the Annabelle doll? Is probably not the original Annabelle doll. Is what I've and I kind of believe it too. Like that's the conspiracy, I guess. I hate that word. But supposedly that is not the original doll. And if you go and listen to some of the stuff on her, like, oh, you can't touch her with your hands, and if you touch her, you're gonna die. And I'm like, it's a friggin' Raggedy Ann doll.
And she's out there taking pictures with it, holding it, but it doesn't apply to her.
Lorraine, and nothing happens to Lorraine, but I guess she's, Lorraine is special.
I mean, they were smart, right? They had
a good racket.
Yeah, they had a good run. Yeah. They profited. We're talking about them right now.
And
right, hey, that's a good point, JJ. Good point. We are sitting here talking about these people. So.
I mean, they did if that was their ultimate goal, and that's what I mean. Wow, that's you know.
Well,
but
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just shit.
The people I know on the one episode we were kind of, when we were talking about the Conjuring house, I know fools asked me like what I thought about the Warrens, and I'm like, well, they are that OG group, the couple, right? And everybody's like, oh well, you got to give them credit because they brought light to the paranormal. Well, you know what? This is always kind of my thought behind it. Somebody else would have done it. I
was going to say, it was already really doing well, right?
Somebody else would have come along that maybe wasn't shysters, because that's kind of honestly how I feel. I always kind of side-eyed Ed. He always kind of looked a little shifty. I wanted to always give Lorraine sort of, I don't know, she always looked like a sweet grandma. And I know my grandma. My grandma would never lie to people. Yeah, she would. 100%. Right? But I mean, people lie about the weirdest things, like doing genealogy, right? Like my own grandmother, not the nice sweet one, but the other one. She said stuff about her family that I still can't quite, like, why the hell did you lie about that?
Like it. What? No, the other one.
There's always
not the one that made me cookies. The other one.
The one that made me cry.
Right.
But there's usually another one.
But
that's funny.
Yeah, so there's always like, why do somebody starts out telling a lie, but it just, I don't know. It's too much for me. As far as I'm concerned, that's it. Like they've lost me as like, I don't even think Lorraine, I don't think she had any ability either, because to me, like if you had it, you shouldn't, like would have spoke up about it, like in the beginning.
Well, did you find any? What did you find on her?
I mean, it's
like, is she pretty like black and white, like her background? Did you find anything on her?
They both grew up in the same town in Connecticut.
Right.
I didn't get too far into her, but like she is from Bridgeport, Connecticut, just like he is. They got married. That's validated.
Right, right.
That happened. But yeah,
anything on her wouldn't be necessarily through that type of documentation.
Yeah, right. I mean, we can Ed's a little bit more like it seems like she kind of goes along with what Ed wants, right? Like, and I mean, I get that. I think maybe she was that era of woman who, right? Like that was the era. This is the way it is. This is what my husband is telling me to do. This is what I'm going to do.
That's interesting. So you think he was really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's interesting because I would have thought
No, I think she
considering herself a psychic and such.
Maybe she started to believe she was.
So that's interesting because just because she, her husband, she followed her, it doesn't mean that. That's interesting. That's your thought.
Yeah, I mean,
because in the pictures and stuff, or even in I don't know, I would have just thought the other way.
Yeah, you would kind of think maybe she was the kind of the ringleader or the one, but no, it was Ed.
That's interesting.
Well, that Judy woman said that his little mistress girl, whatever she was,
Judith Penny.
Yes.
He had a mistress?
I'll let
she
Gutters tell this one.
Yeah, Gutters going ahead. Hey, hang on real quick before you tell that story. No thanks, Crentine. I do not need an Annabelle doll. No, thank you. You can send that over to KJ. Or actually Little Miss Red Velvet in the chat. She loves dolls more than anybody. So send it over to her. Definitely. And a big shout out there, Mean Green, coming in there with his old man OMB reminded me of the South Pacific. LOL. that must have been back from you dancing around there, I'm assuming. Thanks so much, Mean Green. Much appreciated. I'm thinking she must be thinking about this here.
Not the old movie South Pacific.
Unless they were talking about getting torpedoed.
Right, exactly.
Yikes.
Getting torpedoed.
Oh no.
Getting torpedoed. That is pretty awesome. All right, Gutters, take it away. You can be the one to bring up the talk about the mistress.
Well, supposedly she was a 15-year-old and
is that what y'all were talking about?
Yes, and when he was a 35-year-old.
That's not really a relationship.
Ed was, and he supposedly brought her into the house, and they had a million.
That's what you were doing.
Well, there was a million things that came up about it, like she was a secretary. No, she was his mistress. No, they just brought her in to save her from wherever. And there was a million things that had came up. It does sound like it was, he was having affairs with her, so to speak. And she fell in love with him, and basically they lived together forever until he died. But she had said that Ed used to put his hands on Lorraine. So I guess it was basically when he needed her to shut up, he'd give her the little smack. So not sure about, this is just what this, I kind of got through listening to Stevie talk about different stuff. So,
okay.
So I haven't been able to watch all of it. I just was able to watch some of it. And That's kind of the gist I got regarding the mistress / girl from the get-go.
Yeah, let's not call her a mistress. Come on.
Well, and
she was
most people do believe that there was something a little more there. Let's remember that this was not that it makes it any better because it doesn't, but back in the day when
but still 15
wasn't such a stigmatism or whatever.
But 35, come on,
right?
That's different. It's different if he was like 20.
But I mean, let's be honest here. Listen,
35. You think
that's really odd. But listen to any song from the 70s or 80s.
I know they're like, she was 7.
Hot for the teacher. That's right.
Sweet,
right?
Dancing that blonde.
Oh my God.
But most of those people singing were not in their mid 30s, right? They were usually
40.
No.
You got Led Zeppelin, you know. Oh my God!
Is that true?
What's the song? Hot Dog, you know. What you know? I took her love, I took it all beneath the sign that said you hauled. I'll never go to Texas anymore. You know.
Yeah, but how old were they when they were singing that?
It was like an Irish ditty.
I mean, there has to be a
late 20s.
Okay.
I don't know. To me, it's like okay.
Oh, I'm not justifying it. It's weird. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But you're right. It was more the
justifying it.
norm. No,
my
Gutters,
grandparents were 15 and 25, but this was Southern Missouri.
No. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where you are.
See,
I mean,
you put a stipulation on it.
the
That's what I'm
norm.
saying.
Weird
Back
shit,
then,
I know,
think
but I'm like
Penny,
35.
the Judy, Penny, and Ed thing. I think that was 7. So
Are you saying it was a three-way action?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We've all heard of Stockholm syndrome.
I don't think it was
a young
girl.
I don't know what her background was, like what the I haven't.
Rumors.
Yeah. Ew.
She probably
Ew.
she could have
she
saw
probably
Ed
was a
as
groomer
like,
for
oh
her.
my God, he's taking care of me.
He
She
can
probably
be
thought
my
she owed him.
daddy.
Daddy figure. I mean, there's
Well,
a whole
didn't
lot.
he get her? Didn't he get her pregnant?
He did,
Mm.
and then there was a
Abortion, right?
yeah.
Oh wow, that's just
Good
a messed up
Lord, this
situation.
just keeps getting
Right. I know it just keeps getting
Oh,
worse and worse and
yeah.
worse and worse.
And she stayed with him.
You sons of
Yeah.
bitches.
She
She stayed
idolized-
with him
She
all
still-
those years.
Yeah, she still talks about him like.
So that's
And
why
she's
you
still in
said
love
that.
with
I didn't
him.
know all this about her. Jeez. Like
There's
just from
a-
the movies I've seen and stuff, I got the other. So, this is, that's gross.
Yeah, the guy who plays Ed in the movies, way better than
Yeah.
Ed ever wished he could be.
Right?
He definitely
I mean,
was
am I
never
right?
that good looking. I mean, maybe in that photo with his sister there, but yeah, no.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, I have a thing about like I feel like you have somebody a young impressionable whatever girl that comes and lives with you. You're supposed to be a caretaker.
100%.
And
Yes, Shane, that's the one I was
Here.
thinking of.
you're a friggin' 30-some-year-old man with a wife and a kid.
They did have a kid?
Yeah. They had a daughter by
Okay.
then. So,
Yeah, wow.
I mean,
look,
I'm still hung up on the stolen valor shit. So, yeah. I mean, he's already going.
Well,
to hell.
this is way darker than that. That's just someone
no
trying to
kidding.
talk themselves.
That's what she was
up.
worried about. You stolen valor. By the way, you did a little kid. What's
I
the
know,
worst?
right?
Well, she was
like,
I love you, Nathan.
yeah, no, I think the other is a lot.
Tune's got some weird
The
shit
stolen
going on.
valor, people do that all the time. They just try to talk themselves
It
up.
is.
It's sad.
like freaking
but-
rabid squirrels up in here.
But that's interesting. If the Window Bros say it gets way darker, that's interesting. I'd like to. How
Professor
dark,
Sausage
how
said
dark
that.
does it go?
Well,
you know,
Doug needs to come up.
I didn't
and,
get
Yeah.
that far.
let's.
because-
Yeah, I did send Doug the link there. Doug, if you want to come up here and tell us the darker side of the
If
story,
you- yeah.
you're more than welcome, brother. You are more
Yes,
than
'cause
welcome
I
to.
didn't
Just
get
check
that
your
far.
email. Yeah, so if you want to come up
Because
and tell
this
us
is
that.
interesting. This is like stuff I watch on
Yeah.
You know, I'm like this you
Like that
know.
investigative stuff at night.
Yeah, I like all
beyond
that stuff.
Dateline. This
Right.
should be a fucking document. Oh, sorry. This should be a documentary. Like
A
this
ducking,
whole-
just like I tried to say cucking.
Yeah.
But ducking, I wanted to
ducking
punch
fun.
my phone. Pissed me off so bad. I'm like, how dare you? I didn't say ducking.
I would never
I
say
know.
ducky.
I would never say ducking.
When my phone does that to me,
Well,
I'm
hold
like,
on.
that's not
Nostrils are
what I
flaring.
meant.
It can't be cucking.
using
It's
that
the
word, I
wrong
mean
sex. You're in the wrong way.
But there's just, but it does explain a lot.
Yeah.
Like if Ed put hands on Lorraine,
Oh, that's
like
sad.
right, like I mean,
His
she
hands on
probably-
all his
she-
bitches.
No wonder she was so obsessed with all
Yeah.
this. She was like,
She
I'm
probably
focused
had
on
to
these
go along
creepers
with
because I'm
that.
married to one.
Oh, it's so depressing.
Look at this comment. Look at this.
Oh, that is horrible.
Ouch.
But that's actually.
They all had to polish Ed's wood.
Ay, ay, ay.
Just keeps getting worse.
Rape line.
But yeah, I think
I
their
laughed
story.
because this story is horrifying.
Jeez.
That stolen valor, man. That stolen valor. Who cares if she's 15?
It's still
That dude
boiling.
put a medal on his chest. That son of a bitch.
I
on
didn't
that
say
shit.
that. I said he's a freaking pedo. But
Dr. Hook,
It
Dr.
does
Hook
make him
said
a weirdo.
16 was just
So
fine.
people gave a couple more, huh?
Dr. Hook,
Yeah.
weren't they all on crack?
I don't know, but he said that 16 was just fine.
Who said
Well,
that?
most of
Dr.
the songs are like.
Was that
I'm
before or
like,
after? Was that before or after he got his picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone?
Yeah. Right.
That was long before he's worrying about Sylvia's mother.
But
Isn't
I
it?
would
It's
love
crazy.
to deep dive this whole, like the whole thing, right? Like
It's super
beginning to
interesting.
end, like do
Yes, to catch a
like-
predator paranormal edition.
oh shit, Ed won't be the first.
No,
Sorry.
he won't be the
yeah.
last.
Yeah, I'm looking at y'all. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't forget this torpedo
Any
experience.
other predators? No,
Y'all,
they're everywhere, y'all. But yeah,
they
just
really
be careful.
are.
Be careful.
So if
who you
anyone's
meet on the
listening,
internet.
you are, guess what? We will find you.
And don't think you can hide shit from me. I'm gonna find
That's right.
it.
So did he fondle the doll too?
She-
Ew.
I mean,
What about
is that what
Annabelle?
part of the horror story is here?
Oh,
All right, so here we go. Doug's coming up. He's going to give us
All
us the lowdown.
Let's-
What's going on, Doug? How you doing tonight, brother?
hey, Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
Is Wendy here?
Doing all right, and I agree. I think that there needs to be. In a. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Done. Hold on.
I bet Wendy took over, didn't she?
Or maybe Annabelle's stopping by over there, so you
A
never
lot
know.
of
She's like,
feedback
"Don't
on
you-"
mine. I'm not sure what's going to.
I swear to God, if there, a friggin' Raggedy Ann showed up in my house, I would get the burrito.
I'm so annoyed
crap.
right now. I'd be
Just
like, listen, you need to wait.
Right.
I don't
I don't have
care.
time for you.
I don't have time.
He said Raggedy Ann, not the other one.
Yeah, what would be scarier to show up, Annabelle or this lady? I don't know which
I
one.
might
I'm
dress
pretty
up
sure.
as Lorraine.
She would
Who wants to
really
come as
scare the shit.
Ed? Who wants to
She
dress
scared
up
the
like
shit
Ed?
out of me.
Dude.
Yeah, me too.
I always thought, like, I watched her, and this is the one thing that really, I don't know how many people watched Paranormal. I think it was Paranormal State, and it was Ryan Buell, who has some controversy
Yes.
as a ghost hunter. I know he's a recovering addict, all that stuff. Great, happy for him. However, he did lie about a whole lot of and cheated and scammed some people. And he feels very connected to Lorraine. She was on their show several times. Like, that's when I first saw her, was on there, and she looked like a sweet old grandma, right?
Yep.
She looked like
Yep.
somebody's sweet
That's
grandma.
probably where I first seen
She
her,
looks
too.
creepy as hell to me. I'm just going to go on ahead and say it.
She's still a little creepy.
To me,
She's
she just looks like a old
But
lady.
then again, my one grandma, a little creepy.
That one. That one. All right,
Not
Doug.
the
Doug,
other-
we got
not
you
the
back
good
with us.
one.
Yeah, you got me back now. It was a rookie mistake
Woohoo.
on my part. I'm good.
All right, rookie mistake. All right, what's going on, Doug? How you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Let me just say, I think I was saying it, but I kept hearing myself back. I agree with Tombstones. And I'm not sure why nobody has done a documentary about that yet. That may be the collab episode that we were talking about. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do you agree about the Stolen Valor,
dig
though?
into this.
Yeah, I think the Stolen Valor would be a good one. I think we could do quite the. I like the whole Dateline, the idea too, paranormal Dateline or paranormal to catch a predator. You know,
Paranormal.
Or date rape line.
Date rape line, yeah.
go to seance and summon them and say, "Take a seat."
So what's the darker side to this story? I saw you in chat.
Yeah, what's that?
I think that you actually touched on that already, but I think you all were kind of whispering it a little bit. But it was, the fact of the matter is though, and again, censor me if I get too rough on this. But
You're good.
It would be the fact that whenever she moved in with Ed, and we have to look at it this way, and I know a lot of people say, oh, well, Ed was not the most attractive guy. Now, this is all stipulation. We don't know if this is fact or true. This is coming from from her own words. But at that young, impressionable age of 15 or 16, and yeah, I mean, you got to say it's a different time, but this is also probably in the mid 60s, late 60s. A lot of tides were changing around that time. And even in the music industry, even though, again, still darker side of that, we have to look at the perspective that this was a situation, if it were true, a grooming situation. So you have to look at it's a grooming situation. So yeah, we can say it's an ugly guy, but we also have to say a stable income, 35 years old, a scared teenager in that kind of environment, very impressionable. Your mind and can be shaped and molded in very nefarious ways. And with that, I think that according to the stipulations behind it, was that Lorraine was A-okay with a lot of this. And to touch on with what Gutters Pub said, she hit the nail on the head. What they reported was that Ed was abusive towards Lorraine. So it was one of those things of, you either like it or you leave. And what they said about Lorraine was whenever, according to Katie, was it? I think I don't have her name pulled up. Judith, I'm sorry. Judith, according to Judith, she was whenever she did become pregnant by Ed, and it was Lorraine that had initiated the idea of actually getting it arranged for her to, have done what needed to be done according to Lorraine. So that was 100% Lorraine, according to what they said about that too. And the thing that you have to touch on that with too is that they were, according to them, staunch Catholics, and that's a big issue right there too, that within the realm of Catholicism, that's a big no every bit of that. So really, really ugly, nefarious thing. So and I see the heat that's kind of going on right now from both sides. You have the Jason Hall's team, you have the Nesper team, which I believe that's what the New England Research Paranormal or Society of Paranormal Research.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, Ryan Buell, he's, and don't get me wrong.
Ed and Lorraine founded.
Yeah, they founded that. They founded that.
You gotta make sure people know that, because otherwise, right?
And so Ryan's heavily affiliated with Nesper. I'm not sure if he's the one in charge of it anymore, but still heavily affiliated with it too. And I guess on that end, Nesper themselves have had a lot of controversy back and forth as well too. And I can see why Ryan is getting heated about that, because probably in many ways, Ryan was a protege and a product of, Lorraine Warren as far as that too. And so I think reasonably, you're probably going to stand up for somebody that you thought was a good person, that turned out not to be.
Yeah. And Lorraine, Ed could have been the one. Sounds like it. I mean, I can't say. I don't know either one of them. Personally, I wasn't in the house. what goes on behind closed doors. But knowing those sort of situations where a woman feels like she's got to be there, she's got to be trapped, it doesn't make her she's not the one orchestrating the whole situation.
No.
She was the one. I know a lot of people always say, well, she could get out. Well,
it's never that easy. It's never that easy.
No,
it's 100%. Not how it goes.
And and the thing is, though, is that at times, even the victimizer was probably a victim at one point. And that's a really important point that you have to have with that too. And I think whenever we talk about the grooming situation, in many ways, if you look at the controversy behind it, if you look at the initial case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, Lorraine wasn't even a part of that from the beginning. It was actually Ed that was looking for all the newspaper clippings and looking for potential haunted houses and classifieds. And it may have been the New York Times that had released something about a location, and he kind of got this bright idea of saying, oh, hey, I'm going to go investigate that, painting pictures of people's houses. And he never went in on the premise that, he was a paranormal investigator and had this gift for painting houses, and he was so fascinated. He actually introduced himself as an architect, and he would go in and look at the architecture of a house. And once he kind of gauged it, and if he felt like there was no story there, he would just leave, and they would just kind of know him as Ed Warren, the architect, not the paranormal investigator.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So once he got them comfortable, he would say, oh, okay, this is a story I can pretty much sensationalize. And we have to look at it from a different perspective too, is that, we're going to do all this for free, but we are going to make bank on all this and really be exploitive about it too. With the Perrins, you have to also think that the Perrins at the Conjuring house, they lived in that house until 1980, and the Conjuring took place in 1971. And so they in the movie, I believe it shows them just basically moving out and running away. I think it was Andrea Perrin's dad actually threw Ed out of the house after a seance because the Warrens were in there and making basically the mental instability of his wife far worse by saying that she was possessed and she was speaking in voices. And the movie would have stopped really quick because it stopped at the seance in real life.
Yeah. And I heard, I listened to an interview with Andrea, and she said that, because her dad was out on the road a lot. And he had told his wife, I don't want them ever in this house again. Never. And they contacted the mother, and she's just like, okay, one more time you guys could come. They were going to bring she didn't realize, I guess, that all these the medium and all these other people, they brought an entourage apparently when they came for that seance. And the father arrives home, and she's like, hey, by the way, Ed and Lorraine are going to drop by. And he's like, no, I don't want them in the house at all. And then they show up, and it's not just Ed and Lorraine, it's
the entire circus.
A circus, a freak show following them right behind them. And then the parent, the mother, she was I guess that affected, she was just out of it, supposedly almost killed her. I mean, I don't know how much on the seance that I'm in on, that I'm believing in, but I believe it affected. Obviously, it affected them in some way. Logically, for sure.
I think the story of Bathsheba kept just spiraling, and it actually turned out I think the only true life scenario to that would have been that she was the matriarch of the family. That if she were haunting, she'd want to be the mother of that family. But otherwise, I think the only thing that they could really link her with, which is a big one, but there was speculation that she may have killed a little boy in the 1800s, but was still buried at a Baptist cemetery. Go figure. But
she wasn't. None of that was true about her. Bathsheba Sherman never lived on that property. And this is the sad thing is, this woman never, she was just an ordinary woman.
Yeah. And I think that they eventually changed it to Abigail or something like that.
Well, think about it. Like, you're looking through, like, I guess the parent, I always forget the mother and the father's name, but I guess the mother had done all this historical research, like, on the property of the Conjuring
she did legwork. Yeah.
Yeah. And she had, like, a binder or something, which she lent to Lorraine and never had returned. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm flipping through this book and I'm like, ooh, Bathsheba, that sounds like a witch. Yeah, that woman killed some people, right? Like, she definitely turned some dudes into newts and boiled some cats and rabbits, whatever the hell.
She turned me into a newt.
Yeah.
Well, I got better.
Turn me back, please.
Right. If she weighs the same as a duck.
But I mean, just think that name Bathsheba, right? Like, we said this before. KJ was like, yeah, she should be a witch. That name, right?
Yeah.
Like, as she should.
Well, I mean, it just sounds evil, I guess. It
just sounds like a
Bathsheba.
I am Bathsheba.
I was
Yes,
doing
it is.
Salem witch trials. Bathsheba, she was there. She wasn't, but it would have been a good one for Salem.
That's also sad.
Which is also, those women are also very, my poor great whatever aunt and grandmother. But she, and that poor woman had her grave desecrated. Her headstone.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh yeah, she just finally got a new headstone, like, within just this last year. Because it got broken. People were taking pieces of it. Just because of the Conjuring house.
And that's a really good point too, because I think that the Warrens themselves were a big part of the satanic panic during that time too, so they were really trying to instill I guess modern for that time, modern day witch hunts. So everything was, and honestly, in the paranormal world, you still hear a lot of that. Everything is demonic and everything is satanic, and everything is dark and evil. But apparently, it's what sells and makes a huge movie empire.
Well, sold in the 80s and it kept going. Right, like everything. Yeah, I just remember my one grandmother.
How many movies are from that? From the Warrens? I mean, like,
how many movies are from the? Boy, you got The Conjuring, you've got
Annabelle,
Amityville, you've got.
There was a '90s version too of one of the more recent Conjuring films. I can't remember. It was a made-for-television movie, and then you also had a Haunting in Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the Conjuring universe. Let's see. 1, 2. There's the Conjuring 2, the Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and then the Conjuring, The Last Rites. But then there was like Amityville Horror.
How many of those were there? There's like 5 or 7.
I think they're still going.
Right.
Are you
another one that was a
really?
Yeah.
Big old.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like Amityville versus Poltergeist in space. It's kind of like
they had Amityville in space. Yeah,
right.
No, that's not. You're not serious.
No, I'm being serious about that. But that was definitely a real case.
What?
Yeah, it was actually when.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who's our latest astronaut? What's her name? That woman they sent to space, the pop star. Katy Perry. Katy Perry gets possessed by the ghost of by the
You're so
by Bathsheba.
Got it.
Thanks.
All right. Anyway,
Bathsheba stones.
But there's Annabelle, right? And then what else? There's some other creepy like.
What is it? Oh shoot! I gotta look again here. Those are okay. Spin off The Nun.
Oh yeah, The Nun. That was a horrible movie. That was horrible. So
that was a bad movie.
I never saw it.
Yeah, I think they made The Nun 2. And,
The Nun 2.
Yeah, I mean, nuns are creepy enough.
The Nun 2. It's becoming a habit.
They're missing an opportunity for a Nun 3, the Nun Trinity.
None your business.
None your business.
None your business. I like that. That should have been the first one.
You got this penguin with a ruler chasing you around. It's like, no, having like third grade flashbacks from not being able to write cursive. It's like, God Almighty, this is.
You could have as many nun movies as there were Halloween movies. Like there could be like the nun versus
another kind of movie altogether.
Sister Agnes of Perpetual Pain is chasing you around with a ruler. It's like,
that's funny.
I didn't grow up in Catholic school. Yeah, what gives that away?
I'm kind of sorry that I sent my kid.
Probably in the dungeon of the classic.
I'm trying to think. There's another. God, there's so many. Well, there's more than one Annabelle. There's just a bunch, but I mean,
yeah. I don't mean like numbers as far but like different. Like I know Annabelle and all the Amityville and the different sections or whatever you want to, Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, it's amazing, really.
Write a good screenplay. I mean, I get it.
Right.
Like when they say like, based on a true story. Well, just say it's based on a true story.
I didn't realize Amityville was the
Yeah,
ones.
but
Isn't that crazy? I didn't.
Friggin' lies there
I'm
too.
sure we talked.
But yeah.
And I think it also started out with books too. So they actually, and they had ghostwriters for their books. They, Ed never wrote the actual books. It was all ghostwriters that did it for him. So
Really? Oh, he was good.
Kind of funny. Ghost
Wait,
writers.
like real ghost writers? he's even got the ghost writers books for him.
The 70s
Yes,
edition
Sheba
of
wrote all their
GPT. I don't know.
Yeah, Sheba.
He's
is
like,
a very
here, take this
talented
down.
author.
Goes around a Ouija board. It's like,
Take this
down.
SEESPOTRUN. See, spot, run. I got a book.
If it moves as slow as my Ouija board, God, it'd take like freaking 20 years to write a book.
Oh man!
My gosh!
Well, at least we all know the deep, dark secrets about the Warrens now.
Yes.
So
There's
sounds
more.
like pretty shady
There's
people.
a lot more. Yeah.
There's a lot more. Like I said, 2 hours, just 2 hours, and I got into that whole his military, and I could probably find more in there. I really was looking to see, like, I'm like, okay, did he go to Japan? Because he said he was stationed in Japan. I think he just went to Japan and then came back, like with the Navy, of course. But like, I don't think he wasn't like what I would say stationed there.
Like for a couple months or something.
Yeah, I would say no.
Yeah.
He just went there. Like the ship went there, brought some stuff, dropped it off, and then he came back with the ship because he spent some time in California. But that boy was getting in some trouble. I don't know what he was doing in the Navy, but he was getting some disciplinary action pretty often.
It sounds like he did whatever he wanted when he wanted, so he probably was not good with authority.
I think so. Which, like you always kind of like, I always think like, yeah, when you're young and stupid, right? But at some point you should grow out of that. But I think some people it's just the way they are. Like, he sees an opportunity, and whatever happened to him, like that whole groomer thing, like, did something happen to him when he was a kid? Like, why did he change his name and all of that? Like, people are like, well, we don't know a lot about Ed's early life. And, well, shoot, I go on Ancestry and I already know 2 different places he lived when, with his family. I actually 3, because I can go look at the 1950 census and say where he was living then too. Because one of his stories was that he grew up in a haunted house, and I was like, "Oh, well, let me go see which house it was." Right, and they just looked like normal duplexes, but not to say they're not haunted. Because I did have a creepy duplex I lived in once, but that might have just been my neighbors. They were They smoked a lot of stuff.
So, how do you say this one? Girly over here, Girly Whirly. I like the name. Girly Whirly. Wasn't there a horror movie called Dolls where the people got turned into dolls and then became murder dolls? I've never seen that, but if that movie exists, I want to watch it. So,
well,
yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I actually did watch that. Yeah.
I'm typing that in right now.
It was called Dolls. It's I can remember the cover art for it very well.
DOLS movie. I'm going to check that out here in a little while. Actually, might give me something to do. Oh my God, here is the cover for it. Jesus Christ, this thing looks creepy as hell.
Porn though. Is that
Right, exactly. Wrong kind of dolls there. Another question here came up. This is actually kind of interesting. I thought Miss Scarlett. She says, "What's up, Miss Scarlett? Good to see you." She says, "Someone should do a movie on the real story. Is there legal reasons why they couldn't?"
No, it's all public domain at this point.
Yeah.
There's an idea, guys.
I know. You want to make a movie, Doug? Oh, speaking of movies, Doug. Oh, my God. Speaking of movies, Doug, I got something to ask you about, sir. I'll wait till we're not live, but I've got something funny to talk to you about.
Come on now.
I'll wait till no one's around.
Oh, no.
What? We're literally sitting right here.
Dude, we found it.
I came across a fun movie that looked like it was made about 15 years ago starring Doug.
Boy.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's probably not even the worst one. There are a few of those got deleted. Yeah.
You got a Miller High Life box on your head.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
What kind of
I used to want to be a filmmaker.
Dude, it was great. Nathan and I sat there last night and watched it. We were laughing so hard.
Yeah, there's quite a history there. Yeah.
He had the Matrix glasses on. He came out with slick.
And you sound so serious, Doug.
Nice shirt from the '80s, like unbuttoned. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, was that a wig, Doug?
No, that was my real hair. Yeah.
Wait, no, you got to be kidding me.
No.
Oh my God.
That was
please tell me they're luscious locks.
That was 24-year-old Doug.
Hey, you look like a young Elton John at that point.
Oh no!
You call everybody a young Elton John.
I don't know. Maybe that's a me problem at this point.
That does sound like
a lot of you problems.
Hey, I love Elton John. I'm not hating on it.
Oh my God! So I'll tell you what, folks. We're gonna wrap this up here in a minute. Before we do, though, Doug. So you sent me the thing. So tell everybody about the. What we're doing, I forget the exact, was it the 21st? Whatever that Friday is right there.
That'll be August 21st. So, yeah, we'll be live from the Euroshrine. We'll work out the details with Rick on how we're going to set that up, because I think it's going to could potentially be 5 people coming on the show that night. So you're going to have the full Window Bros cast along with Rick Bunn, caretaker of the Euroshrine, a very fascinating individual, especially in the realm of the occult. And he is one that we have fact-checked time and time again, and he continues to blow our minds with what he can show us as proof for a lot of things. So, but I'm sure he'll want to talk a lot about the Euroshrine, what it means, and then probably talk a little bit about Abyss, which I'm crunching right now on episode 2 to get that released by this Sunday. Unfortunately, I had multiple injuries on Sunday and was unable to release it. So I blame Traveling Fools for that, because he was fighting hornets on the last show, and I ended up hitting a full nest of them on Sunday.
It was windy.
Found out the hard way how allergic I was. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tell me that video of it running through a forest with bees after you.
No. It was you saw my tennis shoes go flying, and I ran barefoot up a hill. So,
dude, that's so scary. Yeah. I'm allergic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently I am too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
My grandson just got stung by 4 of them today or this weekend.
Yeah.
I stepped into a nest of yellow jackets. I have a honeybee allergy, so I always have an EpiPen on me.
Yeah, I have to get one now, I think.
Yeah,
probably a good idea to always have one. And I stepped into a nest of, and they're bad drunks. I mean, they're not like Irish. They're bad drunks. They little suckers.
They're Scottish.
By the time I had my scrubs on, by the time I got in the house, like I was naked. Like the scrubs were off. I was like, I'm getting like they were
I'll share that myth
they were
yesterday.
up
Same. I was
everywhere.
I was stripped down as soon as I got to the door.
Yeah.
Oh
And,
my
like,
gosh,
they were
that's
still
scary.
somewhere in my hair, and I'm like, you little bastards. They're ornery. So yeah, I don't want any of those damn murder hornets or whatever y'all got down there. You keep them.
Right?
We got yellow jackets. They're ornery enough. We don't need any more.
Oh, these things here, these European hornets that I got. I don't know where
I
this
killed
nest
one
is,
tonight.
but it's, oh my God, I'm still killing about 20 a night. I turn my grow light on by the window, and they flock here about 9:30. It's just
They're
like,
huge.
They
they're like the
off
size
window.
of my.
Yeah.
I mean, my thumb's not. I don't have a big thumb, but they're huge.
Man hands.
Yeah. Banana hands. Yeah. No.
So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna wrap this up. I guess unfortunately our guest had way too much going on tonight to make it here. Yeah, exactly. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway, we had fun talking about the Warrens. Anyway, thanks Toombs and Gutters
Toombs,
for actually having some
so
knowledge there.
good.
Yeah, you did do good. Thanks.
You did.
Yeah. And Doug.
Had I known I was going to carry the whole show, I would have organized.
It was so good. It was so good.
But, yeah, I would really love to do more on them. Like it just blows my mind.
It was great.
mean, yeah. But if you're gonna lie about something and you just keep on, I just think that just shows something. I don't like him.
Well, so listen, guys. Let's do this. I'm not really ready for bed yet, so we might restart another stream like members only, where we can really talk some smack and maybe see if we can make it to Oregon on the Oregon Trail or something like that and have a little bit of fun. So yeah, y'all look for that here in a minute. We'll probably, like I said, do a members only stream and do something for the members. And we appreciate all the people who are members out there, all these channels, and all the people who do help out, hit the thumbs up button, do all that kind of stuff. We always love hanging out here on Friday nights with all of you guys. But yeah, Gutters, you got anything coming up this week? You ever going to go live again?
I don't know. Maybe this. Let's see. Well,
no.
Maybe this upcoming Tuesday. We'll see. Maybe.
I like it. Old man, you got anything coming up this week?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Go to Tesla Tech on Wednesday. I'll be presenting on Wednesday night and get it out of the way, man. See if I can do some good.
Yeah, that is absolutely awesome, man. Good luck with that. So you won't be here next week, right?
No, I won't.
You'll be in Tesla. Wait, is there any way, maybe you can call in from Tesla Tech? Let us know what's going on. Pop in for a minute or something like that. Show us around Tesla Tech or something.
If they got an experiment running where I can zap myself, I would definitely call in and zap it. The Bernie film it. Absolutely.
Right. There you go. Yeah, you and Bernie can at least pop in for 5 minutes or something like that and show us around Tesla Tech. That would be cool. At least we can get a look at what that is. What about you, Toombs? You going back out there cleaning more headstones and doing that? What you got going on?
I will be, because I have one more day on my challenge. I am up to 29 headstones in the veterans section.
Good for you,
of
girl.
Our local cemetery. And Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the next Wednesday that comes up, I'm going to have probably a 2-hour live where I'll be cleaning a couple headstones of a couple. One was a pilot, one was a sergeant on a bomber, and both of them lost their lives during World War II and were shot down. And I'm gonna clean their headstones. And I'm gonna tell their story and show. I've got photos and all kinds of cool stuff about the two gentlemen. And yeah, I'm really excited about talking about them. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I may go live this weekend too. I may go do a walkabout if I get bored.
A walkabout. Shane's gonna like that. A walkabout. We need Shane up here to say walkabout. All right, KJ, you got any bangers coming out for us?
You know what? When I do, you guys will know. I'll be hitting them out.
Gonna be hitting the hitting the charts there. Doug, you got anything coming up this week for us?
Let's see here. We have Case File Abyss episode 2 coming out Sunday, and I may do a little bit of cave diving tomorrow, and that'll be about it.
Doing a little spelunking, are you?
Yeah, a little bit of spelunking. Yeah.
Nice. Well, don't get stung by no hornets.
So if I disappear, I won't be here for the 21st. So.
And don't forget to get
Oh
your
my God.
GoPro for that.
TF,
Make
you
sure
need
you
to
are here.
answer. You
Make
need to
sure you
answer
are
the
here
question.
for the 21st. Big shout out here. We got a bunch of Jules coming in. Thanks, Gurley. Gurley also coming here, gifting out another Traveling Fools membership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We always do appreciate the help over here. We got Mosh Man coming in here. Good to see you, Mosh Man. As always, hope you're doing well, my friend. Everybody else out there, make sure you tell us good night in the chat. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Like I said, we're probably going to go live, members only here in a minute and play some games. Maybe see if we can play the old Oregon Trail or something like that. Have some fun and maybe cut up and tell some bad jokes we're not allowed to tell live on here. So everybody out there, God bless to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll do some trivia this Sunday night. I'm going to try to make that happen, and we'll see you here next Friday night on Abbinormal. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. God bless.